Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder once again with another Reddit story for you. This one comes from AITAH and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Wife I Won't Be as Stressed Out Next Year Because I Won't Be Married to Her? I, 32 male, have been married to my wife, Jen, 32 female, for a little over 7 years now. Up until 2 years ago, things were great. However, a disastrous move, a few family emergencies, and a totaled car have left us in terrible financial situations. All of our savings are pretty much gone, 401k is empty, and we're hemorrhaging money. Before we bought our house 2 years ago, things were amazing financially. We made the mistake of buying a nice 3-bedroom house because we plan on having kids. Those plans, thankfully, got put on the back burner because adding a kid into this mess right now would kill us. It's not really a mystery why things are like this. Jen and I are both underpaid at our jobs, and we moved into a high cost of living area like morons. Last December, I told Jen one of the two things needed to happen. We either needed to sell the house or start making more money. The latter would most definitely mean finding new jobs that would pay us market rate. Jen pushed back on this because she loved the house and her current job. I told her she had to choose one and couldn't have it both ways, and after a week of arguing, she agreed that we would look for new jobs. It's been almost 6 months now. Last Friday, I signed an offer for a new job. It's over a $35K raise for me. Damn, nice. Jen, however, has done nothing. In January, she asked for a raise in the market rate and was very disrespectfully told by her manager that she was not worth that. She was shown the door to leave if she wasn't happy. Jen has taken this as her putting in the effort and has done nothing else, telling me that we should wait and see what happens with my job search. I'm not happy about this. When I came home Friday and told her I got the job, she got pissy because I clarified this does not mean she can stay at her job. We fought again, and I told her that this would mean we only stop hemorrhaging money on the house. We will be able to save only a little and would still not be close to refilling our 401ks. Kids, the whole reason we got this damn house, would be entirely off the table. We haven't talked much since then. Yesterday, her parents visited for dinner. Despite my best efforts to keep them out of it, Jen announced my new job to her parents by saying, I'll stop complaining about money once I start. I don't know why I said it, but I replied with, oh, don't worry, Jen. I won't have to worry about money a year from now because we'll be divorced by then. In front of the parents even. Things got real quiet quick after, and I excused myself. Her parents left shortly after, and she slept on the couch to avoid talking to me. I've not talked to Jen or her parents since last night. Things are very cold between us right now, and I genuinely wonder if I did something last night that probably ruined my marriage. We have an update. Before we get into the update, let's talk about this for a moment. She isn't trying. Prep girl, you're right. I mean, right now, I feel like it's an everybody sucks here. I mean, yeah, he got pushed to the edge and then shoved over the edge it was escalation that got him there. It doesn't make it okay though. But in this case, I feel like it might not be jest. I feel like he might have meant it in that moment. Yeah. I mean, she's definitely not in the right because she knows the situation and is just ignoring it, basically putting the entire weight of the conversation onto him, hoping that he'll get a high paying job, and then she'll be like, oh, great, I get to stay where I want to stay. I don't know why she would want to do that, though, given the way that she was treated when she asked about getting a raise. At least that's OP's translation of it. We'll see. It definitely shouldn't have said it in front of the parents. I mean, if this was like a private conversation and they got to that point and he truly believed it, that's one thing. Saying it for shock effect to try to bring an abrupt end to the bullshit that she had started, it's not the play. It's not the play. However, they didn't talk about the topic he didn't want to talk about anymore. So, I mean, his shock method worked. Update. Yeah, I messed up. People are rightfully tearing into me for wondering if this marriage didn't end when those words came from my mouth. I went to Jen last night to talk, and she refused to even say one word to me. She ended up locking herself in her bedroom and finally told me to go away. I'm scheduling some consultations with divorce attorneys today. Some people are asking about car accidents and family emergency, mostly blaming me for them. The car was neither of our faults. An uninsured driver hit my wife's fully paid off car. Insurance gave us peanuts. The family emergencies were a handful of things that were just unluckily close to each other. I don't think that you can really assign blame to these kinds of things. People will probably say I'm covering my ass or something and still blame me, whatever. The big up was the house, which I was 50% responsible for. Before I wrote this post, I probably should have admitted to myself that I spoke my feelings at dinner and got my wish. I spoke it into being, but even more than that, like there was so much behind this where there's this blame. It's like he resents her. He wasn't too indifferent yet, I don't think. I think he resented her and her continued choices to not pivot the way that they needed to pivot to succeed here. And maybe in that process, maybe in the beginning, it wasn't like individual blame. It was we. It was we. And at some point it became you. And even when he talks about the house, he says, I am 50% responsible for it. So even the things that he acknowledges were joint decisions, he's treating with individual blame. I individually am responsible for 50%, not we made this decision. It was stupid. We, a team. Somewhere along the line, that resentment has caused him to separate them out into individual entities instead of a team. And that's probably where all of this division slowly just became a greater chasm to the point where he did speak his feelings. It was a up. I mean, they may have gotten there eventually, and he was prompted and driven to the edge. And at the edge, he met those words. And blurted them out. So I don't think this is unfixable, though. And she won't talk to you. She locked herself into a bathroom. So what did he do? Instead of being like, no, hell no, I'm going to fight for this relationship, he went and talked to a divorce attorney. Like, oh, like marriage counselor? No, just straight to a divorce attorney. Okay. Yeah, maybe this pushed him to indifference. I don't know, but he had enough. I get it. But he had no fight left in him. So I think this is just where they were. And maybe that's where she was too. And maybe she was planting a flag at that dinner to be like, he'll stop bitching about money, basically making a public statement, right? He doesn't want to be in it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, OP, but I don't think things are going to financially get easier for you as you go through a divorce. Things are hard right now. I get it. I mean, eventually you'll get out from underneath the house that you guys can't afford. I understand that. It's going to be a process, but before things get better, they're going to get a lot worse. Just be ready for that. He wanted a divorce. Pretty sure she did too. It kind of plays like that because after he said it, I mean, she was understandably pissed and wouldn't talk to him, but there was no conversation. There was no like, why would you even say that? It was just, don't talk to me. I pretend like you don't exist now. So maybe neither one of them had any fight left. Not worth his $35K raise. Well, I mean, his $35K raise, assuming he still has his job, he's at least going to have a more comfortable, independent life someday after he can afford his divorce attorney. That's it. Eventually he won't have to deal with the house, but it's going to be a minute. It's an everybody sucks here. Faux show. Everybody sucks. Everybody. I mean, he shouldn't have said it in front of the parents. Not that he shouldn't have said it to her, because it's clearly what he wanted. But definitely shouldn't have made it a show. And doing that in front of the parents is not good form. Now, what she said wasn't good form either, but that doesn't mean that you get a green light to do that kind of stuff.